us today to talk through holistic fertility, to help you understand fertility. And we brought on none other than Miss Anisha Thompson. She's an expert in the field, and she's the owner of Elyvation Station located in Maryland. So without further ado, I would like to turn it over to Anisha. If you could please mute yourself. And she has a plethora of information. I want to thank you, Anisha, for your time and presenting today.
All right, no problem. My pleasure. As she said, and please deal with me, guys. I am not a techie person at all, but we're gonna get through this. So, hello, I'm Anisha Thompson. I'm a fertility herbalist and a birthing doula. As I share with you the beauty of holistic fertility today, I'm also going to share a deeply personal story with you. And show you how a holistic approach can make a difference in your fertility journey. All right, so holistic fertility is an approach to fertility that considers the whole person, the mind, the body, the spirit, rather than just focusing on the reproductive system alone. It emphasizes the interconnectedness of all aspects of health and well-being and seeks to optimize fertility by addressing such factors as herbal support, nutrition, emotional health, physical health, and environmental toxins. And we're going to touch on each one of these today. So let's get into herbal support. So herbs are amazing. I started this journey with being an herbalist, and it just kind of moved me into the fertility portion of it. But some of the herbs that have helped my clients is the herbs that we have in fertility tea. And I'm going to break them down into 3 categories: fertility tea, yoni steaming, and supplements. So fertility tea, it can help regulate hormone levels, which is crucial for regular ovulation and menstrual cycles, making conception easier. It can also help strengthen the uterine lining, creating a more supportive environment for implantation and pregnancy. And some herbs are also rich in vitamins and minerals, including iron, magnesium, and calcium, which are essential for overall reproductive health. The right fertility tea can also improve your egg quality, give you an increase in cervical mucus, and improve your fertility overall. Yoni steaming helps cleanse the uterus by removing old tissue and improving circulation to the reproductive organs, making it beneficial for women with irregular cycles or those preparing for conception. This practice can also regulate menstrual cycles, making ovulation more predictable, or if you don't have a cycle, it can help to bring it on, particularly for those with irregular periods or menstrual discomfort. Additionally, the warm steam helps to relax the pelvic muscles and enhances the health of the uterine lining, creating a more fertile environment while also promoting relaxation and stress relief, both of which are crucial for fertility, and we will get into that a little later. And then herbal supplements, there are times where I feel a client will need the herbal tea as well as supplements, depending on what's going on in their body, and they kind of work the same way, but some herbs I prefer to give in supplement form, like a powdered form or capsule, opposed to the tea. Herbal supplements offer a range of benefits for fertility, including regulating your hormones, boosting your energy levels, and supporting overall reproductive health. They can also reduce stress and balance cortisol levels. Promoting a healthy hormonal balance is crucial for fertility. Additionally, these supplements can improve cervical mucus production, aiding in sperm transport, and enhancing the chances of conception. Together, they provide a comprehensive approach to improving fertility. Now let's talk about emotional and mental health for a bit. There have been studies done which have concluded that stress can reduce the chances of conception by up to 30%. According to the American Society for Reproductive Medicine, women who experience infertility have the same levels of anxiety and depression as those diagnosed with cancer, HIV, or heart disease. This highlights the significant emotional toll infertility can take. Research from the Journal of Psychosomatic Obstetrics and Gynecology shows that up to 90% of women and 85% of men experiencing infertility report feeling depressed, and nearly half of these women report that it causes significant strain in their relationships. Why is stress and emotional well-being important? Well, emotional well-being significantly influences your physical health, particularly in fertility, through the mind-body connection. Negative emotions and stress or trauma can activate the body's fight or flight response, leading to the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. This physiological reaction can disrupt reproductive functions by affecting your hormone balance, altering your menstrual cycles, and impairing you from ovulation. Chronic stress can also lead to inflammation and reduced blood flow to the reproductive organs, further impacting your fertility. By addressing and managing emotional health, individuals can help to mitigate these stress responses, thereby supporting a healthier reproductive system, and improving their chances of conception. And now let's talk about the impact of negative thinking, because they all kind of play hand in hand. And when you're someone who has been on a tumultuous fertility journey, that's just kind of a part of it. From someone who has tried multiple things like IVF or different treatments and not been successful, to someone who has never gotten pregnant, been trying for years, or continuously gets pregnant but cannot hold the baby, continues to have miscarriage after miscarriage. Things like that create negative thinking and trauma. We'll get into trauma on a later slide, but persistent negative thoughts can contribute to chronic stress, which disrupts the hormonal balance and impairs ovulation, making it very challenging to conceive. When the mind remains in a state of continual worry or negativity, it keeps the body in a constant state of stress, leading to elevated levels of cortisol and other stress hormones. This hormonal imbalance can interfere with the regular functioning of the reproductive system, disrupting your menstrual cycle and ovulation. Having a positive mindset is very crucial to this fertility journey, as it helps reduce stress levels, support hormonal equilibrium, and enhances overall reproductive health. Embracing practices that promote mental well-being, such as mindfulness and positive affirmations, can create a more favorable environment for the body's natural fertility process. So mindfulness techniques, what exactly is that? So mindfulness practices like meditation, deep breathing, and visualization are effective tools for managing stress and promoting emotional balance. These techniques help shift the body from a stress response into a more relaxed state, which is beneficial for conception. Meditation and deep breathing activate the parasympathetic nervous system, reducing the production of stress hormones and encouraging a sense of calm. Visualization can help create a positive mental environment by focusing on desired outcomes and reinforcing beliefs in one's fertility. By integrating these practices into daily routines, individuals can lower their stress levels, restore their hormonal balance, and create a more supportive environment for conception, enhancing their overall fertility health. A lot of my clients, when they come to me, they are not practicing mindfulness techniques. They don't meditate, visualization feels weird to them. And it's a practice. In the beginning, it's going to feel like you're not doing anything, like it's not doing anything, like you're, just imagining things or you're just breathing, but you'll absolutely see the difference if it's something that you continue to do. I'm really big on this part of fertility, and we'll get to why that's so important later. And then healing past traumas. Unresolved emotional traumas such as pain from previous fertility challenges or miscarriages can create mental blocks that hinder conception by perpetuating stress and anxiety. These unresolved issues can impact hormonal balance and create a psychological barrier to getting pregnant. To address and overcome these traumas, methods such as counseling, journaling, support groups, all of those can be highly effective. Counseling provides a safe space to work through deep-seated emotions and develop coping strategies. Journaling allows for personal reflection and personal reflection and emotional release, while support groups offer shared experiences and encouragement from others who have faced similar challenges. Engaging in these practices can help process trauma, reduce emotional barriers, and foster a more positive mindset conducive to conception. Like I said before, that's a part of this fertility journey, especially one that, you begin to lose hope, you begin to feel like it'll never happen. You have people asking you, when are you gonna have the baby? Or you see people around you getting pregnant in a, very quickly without any problems. That begins to take a toll on you. And if you're not dealing with that, if you're not working through that, if you're not trying to heal that trauma, it can definitely block you from getting pregnant. So then physical health, incorporating regular exercise, maintaining a healthy weight, and improving circulation are vital to supporting fertility, as they contribute to creating a healthy environment for conception. Regular physical activity helps regulate your hormones, it reduces stress, and it improves blood flow to your reproductive organs, which is crucial for ovulation and a healthy uterine lining. Additionally, improved circulation ensures that the essential nutrients and oxygen are delivered efficiently to the reproductive system, enhancing overall reproductive health. By focusing on these aspects of physical health, individuals can significantly boost their chances of conception and support a healthy pregnancy. Now, to just caveat for a second, I've had a lot of my clients say, oh, my doctor says if I lose weight, then I can get pregnant. And, that is not always the issue. It's more so in the things that you're doing to lose weight. I've had many clients who would be considered, overweight to their doctor, conceive, but it's the activities, the physical activity, it's the, watching what you're eating. You do not have to get down to a certain size to get pregnant, but it's the actual process of the losing weight that helps your body to level itself out, help your insulin. Some people have like insulin resistance just by eating right and dieting, or not dieting, eating the correct diet. That can help to address it before you even get to the goal weight. So it's not like, I have people like, I have to get to 150 to get pregnant. And a lot of times as they start the journey, they end up pregnant on it. Environmental toxins. Now, this is a big one. I'm actually about to start a series on my TikTok where weekly I'm going to introduce things that have environmental toxins in it. Now, sad to say, this is a country that we really do not regulate these toxins from being in our products and our food and things like that. There's a lot of chemicals in America that are allowed in our food and in our products that we purchase that are banned in other countries, but for some reason, they're not here. Just yesterday, I went to Dollar Tree and I bought these little, they're like little eye pads that go under your eye to help with puffiness. And now that, I do this work, I'm constantly reading the labels on things. I did not read the labels on them as well. I also went to Target and I picked up a a vaginal wash. And I didn't read the ingredients on that. And so I came home and I started unpacking my bags, and I started looking through the ingredients, and I'll be daggone if the pads that go under your eye, I'm sure you guys have seen them. Women wear them, at night or when they're doing their face routine. They contained red dye 40, which is a big one here in America that is absolutely banned in many countries, which can cause fertility issues. And also, it's been linked to cancer. And then the feminine wash actually had, I don't have the name of it right in front of me, but it had a chemical in it that is also linked to fertility issues. So I'm going to start that series. So if you don't follow me on TikTok, I will give you that information. Make sure you follow me, because it's crazy. Anything from a piece of chicken from KFC has MSG in it, which MSG has been known to cause fertility issues. And for some reason, they deem it okay to put in our stuff. And like I said, I truly believe that it is by design a lot of times, but we're not warned on these. Now, KFC has put out a warning that the MSG in their chicken can cause fetal issues and should not be consumed by pregnant women. However, as you look deeper into it, it shouldn't even be consumed by women who are trying to get pregnant. But reducing exposure to environmental toxins is crucial for maintaining reproductive health, especially when taking a holistic approach to fertility. These toxins can disrupt hormones, affect your egg quality, and your overall fertility. To minimize exposure, it's important to be mindful of the chemicals present in your everyday life. Start by choosing organic foods to avoid the pesticides and harmful additives. Filter your drinking water to reduce contaminants, and opt for natural personal care products that are free from parabens, phthalates, and other endocrine disrupting chemicals. Additionally, limit your exposure to household cleaning products with harsh chemicals and avoid plastics that can leach harmful substances into your food and drinks. By making these conscious choices, you can help protect your reproductive system from environmental toxins and create a healthier environment for conception. Now, I put some pictures over here because these are all things that can contain some of these products, from our shampoo to our conditioners, deodorant, cleaning products, lotion, makeups, and different cosmetic products, your nonstick cookware, plastic bottled water, and then microwave popcorn. All of those have been known to have chemicals in them and these are things that we use every single day. So that's why there's such a decline in fertility, because for some reason they're in our everyday products. So there's really no escaping them. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with a lady named, I believe her name's Nara Smith. She's a TikToker and she's actually a model, but you'll see her do these videos where she literally makes everything from scratch. She's like, oh, my kids want ketchup, and she makes it from scratch. And at first I started watching her videos just because they're really soothing, but like I really understand the importance of getting natural products and natural things when you can, because they're like, oh, this, there's no regulation. They say it's regulated, but it's absolutely not regulated, because these chemicals have been proven to affect fertility, yet they're still in our everyday products and foods. And so Womb 360 is a subscription program. And before we get into that, I just want to focus on the holistic fertility puzzle. So when I think of fertility for women, when someone comes to me and they're like, I'm having issues getting pregnant, I've tried this long. Initially, as I'm not sure if you were there when I spoke at the last event that Alicia had, but I started my business, like I said, I'm an herbalist, and I started with the yoni steaming. And I was able to help a lot of women get pregnant just through that. Meanwhile, my sister, at the time I opened my business, I believe she had been trying about 5 years to get pregnant. She had been pregnant twice in the beginning of that and had two miscarriages back to back, and then hadn't gotten pregnant since. So I started her yoni steaming. At this point, before she started, she didn't have a regular cycle. She had been diagnosed with PCOS, and she wasn't ovulating. And I started her on yoni steaming, and then a little later on, we added her to the fertility tea. Now, there are other women at the same time, clients that are getting pregnant, and she's like, I'm doing everything you're telling me to do. Yes, I'm seeing changes because her cycle started regulating. She did start ovulating. It lined up as if she would get pregnant. And time goes by, and she's still not pregnant, and she's being very faithful to the program that we created for her with the yoni steaming, drinking the tea. She's seeing improvements, but she's not getting pregnant. And I mean, like, year, maybe 2 years go by. And I really started during this time, I really started, like I said, getting into the mindfulness of this fertility journey, because I'll have these women who, they'll tell me, like, I just feel like I'm never getting pregnant, or they're really down about it. And you really can't help but be down about fertility issues. However, you have to counteract that. So I started working with my sister. I got her journaling. We would have little powwow sessions, unofficial sessions, of course, because it's my sister, but where we kind of do some peeling back and some shadow work, and really try to help her change her thought. Because so your mind, you have your conscious mind, you have your subconscious mind. Your conscious mind is what tells you, walk, drink, move. It's what you think with on a normal basis. Your subconscious mind is more of that silent mind in the back, where like your beliefs are held. I can say I'm a size 6 with my mouth and my conscious mind, but subconsciously in the back of my mind, my subconscious mind knows, no, honey, you're not. So, you can say you feel one way, but that subconscious mind, you cannot lie to it. It literally manifests what you believe deep down inside. So the programming when I say programming, it was really deprogramming that I started working with her on, was to literally make her 100% believe that she would get pregnant, that she can get pregnant. And it's a battle, because you can tell yourself this. I can say I'm a size 6, and in the back I know I'm not. And no matter how much I can say I'm a size 6, in the back of, you always have that in the back of your mind, like, you're not, girl, you're not. So it will work on you. And it's a constant tug of war with your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. But the more you practice these mindfulness techniques, like affirmations, excuse me, affirmations, gratitude, I'm big on that. Like, and I'll get into it, but this mindfulness journal every day, it has a portion to write 3 things that you're grateful for. And just because that helps to switch your mindset, it helps to switch your mood, it helps to make you focus on the positive. And that is so necessary when you're trying to counteract that subconscious mind. So, and then it has mindfulness activities, from visualization. And she felt very silly in the beginning doing them. I'm like, close your eyes. I want you to picture yourself getting a positive pregnancy test. I want you to picture yourself, going to your baby shower. And we would do different things, so much as to we would go out and go looking at baby furniture and baby clothes. And it's almost as if in her mind, she was already pregnant, and she was grateful for it. And she started to really focus on the emotion of the positive pregnancy test, and the emotion of being at her baby shower, and the emotion of a happy, safe birth. Like, we would describe the birth down to the T. And like I said, it was very odd to her in the beginning, but it became something that we would do twice weekly together. And she still was doing the steams, and she still was doing the tea. And she, like I said, she did that for about 2 years with nothing, no baby. And then as she started to work on the mindfulness and change her mindset, because she honestly began to feel like it would never happen for her. And every time she saw someone pregnant, it would get her down. Things like that would really, even on TV, it would really affect her internally. So as she started to really work on her thinking to be a little, a lot more positive, programming that subconscious mind that this is going to happen. I am worthy of this. She literally, within, I'll say we worked for maybe 6 months, and she ended up getting pregnant. She is now giving birth to her baby and ready to start again for another one. But with that happening, it really showed me, I'm an herbalist. I can put together a tea or yoni steam to help regulate your cycle. I can put one together to help shrink your fibroids. Like, I can do that. But if your mind is not on board with what it is that your body is doing, or what it is that you're doing physically, if you're mentally not on board with that, you can still not get pregnant. So I did this whole Womb 360 subscription program, and it's been amazing, honestly. It's a monthly program where you get a customized tea. So if you go to my website, there is a quiz there, and it'll ask you questions, and then from the answers that you provide on the quiz, I customize a tea blend specific for your needs. Then you get the yoni steam herbs as well. And then nutrition, that's a big part of it too. That's kind of into that physical exercise thing, but nutrition is a big thing because you have to eat intentionally when trying to get pregnant. Again, a lot of foods have things in it that are affecting fertility. I want to say almost everything, but it's, you just have to be really intentional when you're eating. So I put together a monthly meal plan that is specifically made to increase fertility. And then I do have, sometimes I'll get a client with this subscription program that needs something completely different, and I'll put together a meal plan for them. So monthly, you'll get your meal plan, you get your yoni steam herbs, you get your customized tea, and then you get your mindfulness journal. And in this journal, each day you'll have a different exercise to work on. Sometimes it's visualization, sometimes it's grounding, sometimes it's journaling. It's something different every day that really helps you to reprogram the subconscious mind. And it has been amazing with these 4 puzzle pieces together to watch these women reach their goals. It does take a lot more time. You have to be very intentional about what your mind's thinking. You have to be really intentional about what you're putting into your mouth. The foods in this meal plan are created to increase fertility. So there's specific foods that a lot of people, a lot of us don't eat on a regular basis. So it's a big lifestyle change that these women are committing to, but it has helped them so much. My numbers, and like I said before, I was helping women get pregnant with just the yoni steams and just the tea. Once I got on TikTok, though, my client base has grown exponentially. So I was still getting the occasional, I got pregnant from the tea, but as we started implementing this program and focusing on the full picture, the full person, their mind, their spirit, everything together, the numbers have increased significantly. So many women are finding success with this program. So I just wanted to share with everybody that, you can go online and buy my tea. And then, so some women, let me stop there. Some women have a little, they're like, I want to heal from this, I'm doing this, but I actually need one-on-one help. So I have clients that I meet with weekly, and on top of them doing the activities in their journal, we'll work together, we'll peel some things back, do different, talk about different things, do some exercises, sessions. I'm not a therapist, but I've been doing this work for quite some time, and I'm big on healing. That's one of my main things I tell women when they're like, well, yeah, I would like to work with you. I had a woman just the other day tell me, I had an abortion early on in my relationship with my partner, and after that, I have not been able to get pregnant. And she holds a lot of guilt because of that. Number one, her partner doesn't even know. So she's holding that on her shoulders. I know for a fact that that is affecting her fertility. Is that the only thing? Maybe not. And we can fix any of the other things, honestly, with the teas and the herbs and the yoni steams and things like that. But I know that we have to work through that as well. So that's one of the clients that I'm working with one-on-one. I'm her fertility doula. So I'm kind of just walking hand in hand through this journey with her, with somebody who understands. We have partners. Yes, they understand, but from a woman's point of view, someone who understands exactly what they're going through and can actually help guide them in the healing. So this is something that I'm really promoting right now. Like I said, you can always go to the website and find, you can do the quiz and get your customized tea, and just do it that way. But I encourage everybody who has been on, a journey that is kind of tough, or even if your trauma is not tied to fertility. I've had clients come to me and they may have lost a parent early on or at all, or they were in, their past relationship was an abusive one. And once we start working through that, because we as women hold our stress and trauma right in our wombs. So if that's where you're trying to birth your child at, and it's filled with distress and trauma and negative energy, a lot of times that will block your fertility. So we start working on that, and peeling back those onion layers, what I call them. And then a lot of times they have success and they're pregnant. But it does take work. It does take a willing spirit to kind of be vulnerable and just kind of put yourself out there. But this program is amazing. If this isn't something you're interested in specifically, feel free to check out the website or anything it is that I can do to help you on this journey. I would love to. See, there's something in the chat right here. I'm about to answer some questions right now. So I wanted to do a Q&A, so we can start with this one. Should a pregnant woman take a full diet along with protein? Fibroids can be scary. Is this all one question? I'm sorry. Please bear with me, because like I said in the beginning, am the most non-techie person in the world. So should a pregnant woman take a full diet along with protein? Well, usually when I start, yes, to answer the question, yes. But when I start women on their meal plan, their first meal plan specifically is usually a meatless and a dairy-free meal plan. And it really depends on what's going on in your body, which meal plan I suggest. But 9 times out of 10, it's something tied to a hormonal imbalance. Now, it may not be just a hormonal imbalance, because PCOS is tied to a hormonal imbalance. Endometriosis is tied to a hormonal imbalance. Fibroids is tied to a hormonal imbalance. So a lot of times I'll start them on a meatless, dairy-free diet, because like before, these meats you buy from the grocery store, the dairy, a lot of things have added hormones in them. So if you're trying to balance your hormones and trying to get your reproductive system in line, but you're constantly adding in these added hormones that these animals have in them, or still animal byproducts have in them, then it's like you're on a hamster wheel, because you're continuously feeding your body these hormones when you do not need them, and you're actually trying to balance them out. So most of my initial meal plans start out with dairy-free and meatless, and then sometimes I have clients who are like, girl, I need some meat, and I get that. If we have clients with low iron, or they just need meat, then I often recommend hormone-free meat, which is something that you can get, although 100% of the time we're not testing it, so I don't 100% trust it. But to answer your question, yes, you definitely do need protein, but it does not have to be animal protein. And then fibroids can be scary during pregnancy, and what can be done for management. I usually like to try to shrink my clients' fibroids, or have them expel through the steams and the tea and the meal plan. And also the mindfulness. That's another thing that I've worked with hundreds of women with fibroids, and a lot of times I've noticed, I'll say 8 out of 10 times, I've noticed that that person who has fibroids has been in one of three scenarios. Either one, like I said earlier, they lost a parent or someone really close to them early on in life. Two, they were in a situation, whether it be a relationship, a work situation, a friendship, a parent-child situation, where they did not feel like their voice mattered or was heard. Or three, they they've suffered some type of abuse early on, whether it be sexual abuse or physical abuse or just neglect early on in life, usually before 18. Um, and I just started to see a pattern as I was dealing with these clients. And I've always done like sessions with my doula client, my fertility doula clients. I'm just now putting it into like journal form to kind of help reinforce what we work on. And for those who do not want to do the one-on-one sessions, this is a way for them to actually start working on some of those techniques. But I've always done these sessions with them. And as I started with these women, like, initially we don't get to that deep of a conversation to find that out. But as these sessions go on and I start to, I ask about their childhood, I ask about past relationships and things like that, I started to see a trend that this was something that women with fibroids especially had in common. And so that added to, I definitely can help to shrink or expel your fibroids using herbs and castor oil packs and different massage techniques and things like that that I teach my clients. But same time, I also always encourage them to kind of either work through it with me or work through it by yourself, work through it with a therapist, but also start working on that because there's normally a common theme. So that is how I help manage fibroids. I like to shrink them depending on their location. I definitely like to shrink them prior to the client getting pregnant. Sometimes they will not interrupt the pregnancy, and you can go on and have a normal pregnancy, depending on, like I said, where they're located. But most times, I definitely try to start them, at least start them shrinking, or sometimes my clients' fibroids will just kind of come out in their cycle or things like that, depending on where it's located and how big it is. And then this says, do you have services? I'm sorry, hold on. Oops, hold on. Scroll back up. Do you have services, doula and 360 plan virtually? Yes. My the Womb 360 plan, that's all. Well, it's separate because the Womb 360 is these four things you see on the screen. You'll get the meal plan, the journal, the customized tea, and the Yoni herbs. You can do that anywhere. The fertility doula service, which a lot of the women who are doing this program opt to do as well, that can be done virtually. We meet on Zoom at least once a week. Some of my clients are like, I need a little more right now. So we do that, all on Zoom. So that because like I said, in the beginning, all of my fertility clients were here in the DMV area, but in the past almost 2 years, it has opened up to all over the US because of, thank God to TikTok, I've been able to reach a lot more people and help a lot more people. So it is all done virtually. I know you talked about what women should eat, but what does the man eat contribute to fertility? Well, absolutely. Now, my focus has been on the women in the womb, just because that's where my gift is. However, I've had women come to me and their partners are actually the ones who are having some fertility issues. And I do offer, I have a plan for that. It's a male fertility boost package where it comes with, it's actually smoothies that they drink, but it comes with a couple different powders and things that they will add and make a smoothie and drink it twice a day. And that's for like to increase your sperm count, to increase the motility of the sperm, and really improve the overall sperm quality. So I do have that available. I just switched my website over. I'm not sure if you're somebody who's been on my website before, you'll see that it's different now, and we're still adding to it. So I have not made that product for sale yet. It's still in the drafts because I'm slowly doing what I'm selling most right now. But I do have products for men. And then for them to eat, absolutely, men should have an antioxidant rich diet when they're trying to conceive. Now, I wouldn't say theirs is tied so much to hormones, but it is, because a lot of this food has estrogen in it, which is a female hormone. And once you put a lot, you're putting that estrogen into a male's body that's dominated by testosterone, it throws off the balance. So that is the reason that a lot of men are having low sperm counts, or their sperm, when I say motility, that's like the strength and speed in which your sperm swims. So it's because of the things that they're eating. So a lot of times the men will do these meal plans along with their partner, just to, number one, for support, and then number two, to help give their body a boost. But it definitely does tie into what men eat as well. I think that is the last question. If there is any more, feel free to drop them. Let me go here. I have my contact information. If I can get to the next slide. So here is my phone number. That is my email address there, and that is the website. If you're interested in contacting me, again, you can go onto the website and you will see the quiz. If it doesn't pop up when you first get on the website, you can get it under the shop tab, and that'll be for your customized fertility tea. I have not posted the Womb 360 content on the website yet. I've been just, like, as I do consultations, I'll explain to women, because I really wasn't set to even launch the program until September. But for some reason, in the last 6 weeks, I've had a lot of my consultations have been women that I knew would benefit from this. So I kind of just got them started on it. Before I launch a product or a program, I kind of see how it's going to work before I even put my name on it. So I had a group of 20 women that I kind of, from all over, that I did this program with prior to releasing it, or even marketing it at all, advertising it. That's the word I'm looking for. And we had great success with these women. And that has been over the last like 12 months. We've been working on this program, kind of just seeing like what exercises are working, and it takes a while. It's not something you're going to get the journal and do one exercise in it and feel freed, so it took a while to kind of see some results from it, because these are women that were coming to me that had been trying for years, or had had multiple miscarriages and things like that. So we really had to test out different things to see what worked with them. And I was pleased enough now to release it September 1. But these women, I don't know, gosh, just sent me these women in the last 6 weeks. I've had so many women who have called me like during our consultations, and they're in tears, or, they just I really can tell that that's really a big blockage in their fertility. So I just went ahead and started releasing it to them and sending them the information, but it will be up on the site soon, so that anybody can come to the site and learn about it. And if that is all the questions, then that is all I have for today. But honestly, just think of your fertility as a puzzle. You have to have the right nutrition. You have to, put the right things in your body, as like herbs and supplements, as well as the things you're eating. You have to, we have to kind of reverse some of the damage that the environment, the things we've done, the things we've eaten, and our lives have put on our womb and on our reproductive system. And then you have to kind of focus on the healing. Once you get those puzzle pieces in line, and you're actively working on them all, the success rates are going through the roof. So it is definitely something to kind of give some thought to. But that is all I have. Thank you. Oh, I see a question, I think. Sorry. If you change your eating and drink the teas, is the yoni steam still needed? Sometimes I always recommend yoni steaming for fertility, because I have had clients who will get their blood work. Some clients come to me not knowing why they are not getting pregnant. Some come and they know they have PCOS, or that, they know something's going on. They've been diagnosed. But then I have clients who've had unexplained infertility, and there is no such thing as unexplained infertility to me. There is a reason. It just may not be something that your doctor looks into, because there's certain things that they don't. And the yoni steaming, for me, number one, spiritually, it's a way to just cleanse some energy out of your wounds. Some of us are not, you're not with the first partner that you've ever had sex with in your life. And I am a firm believer that that sexual energy is staying there in your womb until you actually cleanse it out and intentionally remove that energy. So that's one thing that I recommend the yoni steaming for, is to just kind of give your womb an energetic cleanse. Number two, if you're someone, when we have our monthly cycles, your uterus holds on to blood. And then if you think of how many cycles you've had in the past 2 years, that kind of, it'll kind of layer up and layer up. And if you think of the inside of a microwave, if something exploded in there multiple times and it's on the inside walls of your microwave, after a while, it begins to build up. And that buildup a lot of times can stop you from having a pregnancy, because your egg can be getting fertilized, and then it'll go to latch on to the inside wall of your uterus. But if that inside wall is got a bunch of buildup and gunk on it, then it will either attach partially, and that'll look like, oh, my period's a week late, my period's 2 weeks late, I think I'm pregnant. Or you may even get a positive pregnancy test, and then you'll lose that. The baby will not attach all the way, so you'll lose that pregnancy, or it won't attach at all. So I definitely recommend yoni steaming. And then it also helps, it helps with, if you have cysts or you have fibroids, it helps to shrink that as well. It helps with stagnation and circulation, to get things moving down there. So I often recommend it. That's what I started with. So I've seen how well yoni steaming can work for women. And it works even better when you're combining it with drinking the teas and the nutrition part of it. If someone stops taking medicine during pregnancy, after 2 days again starts to take the medicine, then what is your take on this scenario? I don't think I understand the question. Let me read it one more time. Hold on. If someone stops taking medicine during pregnancy and after 2 days starts to take the medicine again, then what is your take on this scenario? Yeah, I don't understand exactly what you're asking. Can you clarify that question for me a little bit? Because what medicine is it that you're taking during pregnancy? What was your reason for stopping? And then what was your reason for starting again? Oh, folic acid. Absolutely. So folic acid is very necessary. My women, before you even get pregnant, once you know you're on a fertility journey, you're ready to start trying to get pregnant, I recommend folic acid. If you miss 2 days, things happen. It has to, like everything else. It has to become a practice for you. So you just take it when you forget it. But I don't think that if you stopped for 2 days that it would affect your pregnancy that bad for just 2 days. But I definitely think you should be taking folic acid if you're trying to get pregnant. I hope I answered your question. Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Thank you so much. It's an amazing webinar. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. This is actually my first webinar I did. I know Alicia probably remembers, I am not a public speaker. I do not like this part of it. I'm great with one-on-one, but 2 people get in the room and I get a little nervous. So she is definitely challenging me and having me speak. This is my second time that I spoke at one of Alicia's events, and it is definitely making me better. So thank you. That means a lot. If you come up with some questions later on, feel free to let me know. And then I'm going to put my TikTok in here because I have so many informational videos on there. Now be mindful. That is all it will be on TikTok. I have had people that are trying to recreate my page, and they take my content and they're posting it, and so they'll have like Elyvation Station like this, and then maybe some numbers after it like that. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but all it is Elyvation Station, and after the V there's an 8, so it's ELYV8 Station. That is my page. I have you'll know because a lot of these people have like 1,000 followers or something on there. You'll know my page. There's 55,000 followers on there. So make sure that you're not reaching out to somebody else, because they've been on here like scamming people and taking money and charging for fertility readings, and I don't even do fertility readings. So but definitely follow on TikTok if you have TikTok, because I release information weekly on there. And you never know, you might see something that can help you out. All right, so let me stop sharing my screen.
Anisha, thank you so much for your presentation. You did a phenomenal job.
Thank
And
you.
yes, you're gonna stretch with me. We're gonna
Yes,
stretch
I need it.
together.
Thank you, because I will stay right in this little bubble. So I definitely appreciate it.
No problem. And we, like she said, connect with her on TikTok. You can Google Elyvation Station. You can reach out to her in all the different platforms. She has so much knowledge to give. And again, thank you all for your listening ear. Stay tuned for the next webinar. We're going to do this again. If you're watching the replay, check out the links in the description. Thank you all so much and have a great day.
Bye.